So the other day I decided to check my stats in the vault, and I realized something. I play this game way too much. However, that led me to believe that my experience makes me somewhat qualified to decide which characters in this game are annoying and which are not. So I decided to rank each character from least to most annoying. Keep in mind that this list is based off my own experiences as well as the opinions of people I asked on Reddit. Hope you enjoy it. We're gonna kick things off with BRAWLER, who in my opinion is probably the least annoying character in the game. He doesn't have any really spammy moves except for maybe his side B, but it's pretty avoidable. Next we have CHARIZARD, who has been significantly buffed in the 4.0 patch. But despite the buffs, this is still a character that doesn't have too many gimmicks and has to work for his kills. Bowser Jr. on the other hand is pretty much nothing but gimmicks. However, most of them are pretty ineffective if you know how to play against him. His Mecha Koopa can just be thrown right back at him. Overall, he's pretty easy to handle. Really, the only annoying thing about Ganondorf is having to tech his side B, and also the fact that he kills at like 40% with any character, but other than that, he's not too hard to deal with. ROSALINA's side B and forward air can be pretty annoying, as well as her disjointed smash attacks, but her super slow airspeed makes up for it 10 times over. The only thing I find annoying about Falco is his fair, and also the fact that his blaster comes out way too fast to have hit stun. Pit and Dark Pit's nairs and spammy arrows are really the only annoying things about them. Other than that, this is another character that has to work for their kills and not rely on gimmicks. Electroshock is pretty broken though. Meta Knight is nowhere near as annoying as he used to be, especially in Brawl when he was just completely broken. He's low on the list because it takes skill and practice to actually be good with this character. I think I've hit more DEDEDEs with their own Gordo than they've actually gotten me with it. I like DEDEDEs because they're combo food and most of their moves are really punishable. That being said, they do have some crazy disjoints. King K. Rool is a character who everyone thought would be the most annoying in the game, but it turns out most of his gimmicks are pretty easy to work around. Dr. Mario does pack a pretty big punch, but it's harder for him to combo than regular Mario, and his recovery's awful, so I don't think he's too annoying. Really, the only annoying thing about Marth, other than his disjointed hitboxes, is that he has a tipper which can kill you at like 40%, but it happens so rarely that it's not that much of a problem. Cloud does have a very spammy neutral B and can juggle you into oblivion with his up air, but he's also one of the easiest characters in the game to gimp, so I'd say it's about even. GRENINJA's annoying aspects are similar to Cloud's, very spammy neutral B, very juggly up air, but this is a character that does require a lot of skill. When I get beat by GRENINJA, I know it's because he played better than me, not because he was being cheesy. The main thing I hate about Ridley is his command grab, and also the fact that he can edgeguard with his neutral B and just spam it out whenever he wants. That being said, he is pretty easy to combo and punish, so he's not too high on the list. This one might be a little controversial, but I don't hate Wario as much as some other people do. Sure, WAF makes it feel like Wario is always at an advantage, but the player has to do the work and set it up, and that takes a lot of skill and patience. SHEIK seems really annoying at first when she puts together like a 20-hit combo, but then you look at the bottom of the screen and realize that combo only did about 25 damage. The reach on Mewtwo's back air and F-tilt can be infuriating at times, as well as the hitbox on his nair, but even though they worked on his tail in the patch, he is still one large walking hurt box, so the fact that you can hit him just as easily as he can hit you makes him slightly less annoying than he has the potential to be. The super armor on Donkey Kong's headbutt makes me want to break my controller sometimes. I always forget how early he kills, and if I'm playing with a character who has a bad recovery, I know for a fact that I'm getting cargo throwed. CORRIN can juggle you into oblivion with his up air, and if you're too high up in the air and he uses his counter, you die way too early. For whatever reason, dealing with LUCINA just seems a lot harder than dealing with Marth. Her disjoints are still insane, and even though she doesn't have a tipper and can't kill at 40% like Marth, she'll kill you at 60 to 70 anytime. The only thing I hate about Olimar is that he's so small that I can't even tell what he's doing 90% of the time. While Revenge does make me shit my pants, playing online and going up against an Incineroar that just throws out Alolan whips every 5 seconds makes me want to light myself on fire. The amount of damage that Ice Climbers give out when they're both together just doesn't make any sense, but if you come across a player that knows how to desync these two well enough, you are in big trouble. 0 to deaths are inevitable. Roy's ground and air speed are a nightmare to deal with, along with the sweet spot on his hilt. If you're slow and standing too close to Roy, it's game over. Chrom is pretty much the same, except his sword doesn't have a sweet spot. It's balanced all over, so he's gonna rush you and kill you early even easier. Getting trapped in Fox's up tilt, as well as getting juggled with his up air, is very frustrating, and his run up smash works way more often than it should. When Sonic starts revving up spin charge, you know you're in danger, and honestly, homing attack just seems kind of unfair for this game. Mii Gunner has like 10 different projectiles that he can choose from, even his fair is a projectile. He's basically like a dumbed down version of Samus. Luigi's aerials come out super fast, and if you get grabbed by this guy at low percent, you're about to go to a high percent. I think there's one more move I'm forgetting that I hate getting hit by this character. Oh, there it is. Aside from up B spamming, there's only one thing I hate about Kirby, and that is the fucking suck and cuck. If you're up against a Rob who not only spams Nair but also knows how to use the gyro, you are in for a horrible time. And if you're at kill percent, the only thing Robs remember how to do is grab. Zero Suit Samus is way too quick, her grab has way too much rain and lingers for too long. I absolutely hate getting buried. I'm not putting her higher because that would be a little biased, I personally just hate this character. Bayonetta's side and up special combos are an absolute joke. No matter how hard I try to DI, I know I'm trapped in it, and witch time is still pretty broken. If there's one thing I know about Ike players is that they fucking love to short hop Nair. Sometimes I feel like that's the only move that he has in his entire kit, until I get to kill percent and then it's nothing but up airs. Ike's aerials at times can feel even worse than projectile spamming. There's really only two things I hate about Bowser, but I hate them both so much. It's the fact that he has super armor against jabs, and if he's up a stock against you, this is gonna happen. I have no words to describe what's annoying about Lucario's aura, I can only show you this. Palutena's explosive flame can be frustrating, but what's even worse is getting trapped in the Nair chain. While Squirtle doesn't have a lot of kill power, he does have the ability to combo you into oblivion, and that is inevitable. The only thing that makes less sense in Jigglypuff's hitboxes is how early rest still kills. Mii Sword Fighter is the most annoying out of the Miis in this game simply because of how easy Halo Strike confirms kills. Even though Robin is pretty low tier, getting chained with that L-Fire makes me want to break my controller. The splash hitbox on his down smash is pretty irritating, and getting Nose Frautude is just the worst. If you're up against someone who knows how to use Shulk's Monado arts properly, then good luck, because you're getting comboed with Buster till 80% and dying immediately after with a Smash Monado. While he's the least annoying out of all the Links, Toon Link does have enough projectiles in his kit to make you want to rage quit, and his up smash kills the earliest out of all the Links. And speaking of annoying projectiles, oh my god. I don't think there's a single character in the game other than Mega Man that has a projectile for a forward tilt, neutral air, or even a jab. This character is just spam city. The amount of out of shield options that Pikachu has is absolutely ridiculous. Esam popularized the falling Nair to up tilt loop of torture. Almost all of his aerials combo into each other. The disjoint on his F smash is way too big. At times he can feel almost impossible to play against. Pichu is pretty much the same, only slightly more annoying because he is somehow even smaller than Pikachu. While his disjoints aren't as big, he packs a lot more punch than Pikachu, and up throw to Thunder is just broken. Getting comboed up by Peach is just embarrassing because of how helpless she is in all of her games. Out of all the counters in Smash, her neutral B has got to be the worst. And even though they nerfed it, her forward air is still way too early of a kill move. Most people I surveyed about this list don't really have too much of an issue with Mario, but personally, getting up aired 8 times in a row fills me with rage. After the 3.1 patch, Ken and Ryu became two of my most hated characters to play against. One simple 3 or 4 hit combo can rack up like 40 or 50% damage, and the heavy Shoryuken needs to be nerfed. There's a lot of debate over whether or not Joker is OP or broken. Really the only thing I think needs to be nerfed is Arsen's damage output. That being said, the character itself is still pretty annoying. He has way too many combo options, it feels too easy just to spam backer off stage, and I take back what I said about Peach, his counter is the worst. The thing about online wolves is that they just love to spam Blaster when they have no other ideas of what to do in a situation. Also, his smashes and aerials have way too much end lag for the power they generate. I don't know what it is about Pac-Man that really pisses me off. Maybe it's the way that he smiles when he hits you with his aerials. Maybe it's that he has 20 different projectiles with just one button. Maybe it's that he drops fire hydrant every single time he's above you. Actually, you know what? It's yeah, it's all those things. I just uploaded a tutorial on Villager and how annoying you can be with him. Back and forward are two of the spammiest moves in the game. Getting killed off stage with a bowling ball and knowing there was nothing you could have done about it is just so saddening. I'm convinced that this character was made just to cheese. All Game & Watches seem to play exactly the same. They'll spam Nair whenever they get the chance. When they get you off stage, they turn into Mr. Meatman and just spam B while you're trying to get back to the stage. And the fact that down air has priority over almost anything else makes no sense. Wii Fit Trainer seemed like a joke character at first, but deep breathing is one of the best power boosts in the game. The hitboxes on our aerials always seem way too big, and getting buried into forward smash is both heartbreaking and enraging. Unlike most projectiles where you can just get around once and be done with it, duck hunts tend to linger. You always have to watch out for Clay Pigeon and Can, making it very hard to play the way you want to, and therefore very annoying. Isabella's up here for pretty much the same reasons as Villager, with her fair and back air spamming. However, I put her above Villager because I find her Lloyd Trap and her fishing rod to be even more annoying than Villager's specials. Getting tripped up by Diddy's banana makes you feel dumb and sad at the same time because you could have avoided it and now you've gotten comboed for 50% or killed with the forward smash. Personally, Inkling is a bane of my existence, and I would have put her at number 1 if this list was completely biased. Her dash animation is just fucking stupid because you can't tell what she's about to do. It's too hard to punish her recovery because it has a splashing hitbox, and there's nothing I hate more than the roller. I fucking hate it! Captain Falcon has a crazy combo game, and you know whoever's playing them thinks they're a badass and is fucking smirking as they're piecing you up. Back air is way too good of an offstage option, and getting hit by the sweet spot on his knee is absolutely dream crushing. Most Lucas players, not all, but most Lucas players feel like there's no other kill option than a PK freeze followed by a fucking teabag. So I forgot to include Piranha Plant when making the list because I hate him so much that I haven't even bought him yet. All of his specials are just cheap and cheesy gimmicks. The only thing worse than waiting for his long stem strike to finish is Patooey. It makes it almost impossible for close range characters to approach, and when Piranha Plant realizes that, it makes the match completely devoid of any enjoyment. Ivysaur is easily the most annoying out of all the Pokemon Trainer Pokemon. His aerial combos work way too easily, he can just spam Razor Leaf whenever he wants. Up air and Vine Whip kill super early, and even after the 4.0 nerf, the spike on the down air is still broken. Yes, Little Mac is probably the worst character in the game, but he's still absolutely no fun to play against. Fighting a character who's on the ground the entire time is just not right, it feels like a chore, and Super Armor on every smash attack is just fucking stupid. Yoshi is another character who nobody else seems to have a problem with except for me. I can't stand playing against Yoshi online. Nair out of shield gets really old really fast. I can't stand when I'm doing well and comboing Yoshi in the air, then suddenly he uses his down B and I'm dead at 60% because I went too high. His up special egg throw is really annoying too. Overall, this is just a character with a lot of cheesy gimmicks. It doesn't matter if most of his moves come out really slow. Having a kill confirm that works out of shield 9 times out of 10 just isn't fair. I have yet to play a Link who at some point did not stand underneath the platform and spam arrows and boomerang when they're losing. And do not say that it's a legitimate tactic. It is the tactic of a coward. I understand that most of your strategy as a snake is just to drop grenades every 5 seconds, but just because I accept it does not mean I don't hate it. The only thing worse than dying from a C4 or an up tilt at 80 or 90% is getting Nikited in the air 80 times in a row. Right here I try to replicate my experience playing against any Zelda online. I know that the Zelda neutral B is pretty easy to punish, you just wait for it to end and then you go in and attack, but honestly, does that sound like any fun? No. If you haven't noticed the general pattern, I hate characters with spammy projectiles, let alone characters with 3 like young Link. He is easily the most annoying out of all the Links based purely on his fire arrows. They have too much speed and range to have as much vertical knockback as they do. The only fun way to play against young Link is to play a guessing game with yourself. Is he going to throw out a bomb, a boomerang, or an arrow? Because it's certainly not going to be anything else. So I might be a bit of a hypocrite because I do like playing with Dark Samus and Samus, but I hate playing against them. While Missile and Charge Shot are both annoying in their own right, the worst kind of Samus is the one that just drops down B everywhere they go. Like most of the characters this high on the list, it's a tactic that just takes any sort of fun out of the game. Projectile spam abuse just needs to be fixed in the next patch. Speaking of things that need to be fixed, holy shit is hero controversial. This much RNG is definitely something very unsmash-like. On top of getting killed by a crit at 30%, Zap, Zapple, and Kazap, aka his side specials, are all broken. Neutral B is broken. This character is broken. Finally, we've arrived at the epitome of projectile spamming. Simon and Richter is a fun-loving person's worst enemy. They'll throw out a flurry of axes and crosses till they get you to the ledge, then splash you with holy water and finish it off with an F smash. This is all they ever do. And finally at number 1 we have, without a doubt, the most annoying character in Smash. Nest players are sadistic subspecies that take pleasure in other people's sorrow. PK Fire is the one move that actually makes me question whether or not I enjoy playing this game. PK Thunder is used the same way as Nikita, only you have to hear Ness's annoying fucking voice every single time he throws it out. And when you get above 100%, prepare for this.
Game.
So that is it, that's all I've got. Was my ranking accurate? Am I a complete idiot? Do you hate me because I trashed your main? Let me know in the comments, make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next week.
Game.